the Lord of Lords supreme throughout eternity. The great I am, the way, the truth, the life, the door. Let's talk about Jesus more and more. All right, let me see, there's another song. Have you ever been in a place, kind of like church or school, where you had to sit still for a while? Now, in just a minute, as soon as we get done with the lamb service, you're going back with Miss Terry to the children's church if you wish. And I don't think you have to be as still back there as you do up here. You know what makes you wiggle when you get in church? It's the wiggle worm. You ever heard of the wiggle worm? It's a little bitty tiny, it's almost as big as a germ, and it gets on you. When it gets on you, just make it gets on some of the adults too. Have you seen a wiggle worm? Smaller than a tiny germ. He has got a great big appetite. Though he isn't very big, he eats more than any pig, always looking for someone to bite. Never wiggle, 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 never giggle, giggle, giggle. Better squash the wiggle worm when you feel the urge to squirm. In your church on Sunday, or in your school on Monday, fight off the wiggle worm. I was in my Sunday seat, sitting still and being sweet, when I saw him crawling on my shoe. Wiggle worm, don't bother me, we'll have a catastrophe. Then I kicked him out of Sunday school. Never wiggle, 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 never giggle, giggle, giggle. Better squash the wiggle worm when you feel the urge to squirm. In your church on Sunday, or in your school on Monday, fight off the wiggle worm. There you go. Just like that. Let me show you something today that'll only take just a minute. I have some pieces of rope. I have 3 pieces of rope. A very small one, and a very long one, and one that's kind of between them all. I tell you what, would you mind, I need that to be a little bit longer. Would you stretch that out? Just stretch it out so it's about this long right here. And this one's too long. Would you kind of scrunch it together and shrink it, just shrink it a little bit there, make it smaller. Make that one bigger and make this one smaller. I need them to be about like this. Okay, well, let me show you. This is the way I would do it. You know, there are all kinds of people. There are tall people and short people. And there are people with different colored hairs and different colored skin and different colored shoes. People with different colored shirts. There are girls and there are boys. There are all kinds of different people. Now, these are different kinds of ropes. And every once in a while, somebody will feel like they're better than anybody else. Oh, I'm taller. I'm bigger. I'm better looking. I got more money. I'm Brother John. I believe I'm better than anybody. He's certainly bigger than anybody. You know why they called me to come here to Walnut Grove? They didn't want a big preacher. So they called me. Let me show you something. You should never feel like that you're a better person or a better, look down your, we call it looking down your nose and thinking, well, I'm better than you. There's really only one person who's better than all of us, and that's Jesus. Amen. Now, I'm going to take this little piece of rope and put it right up there beside there, and then the middle-sized rope. And instead of thinking I'm good enough or I'm better than other people, I really should be thinking about being like Jesus. Watch this. I think that little rope is stretching now. There we go. Now we got this rope. That was the little one. And compare it to the middle-sized rope and then the very, very long rope. Look there. Just like that. Look at that. Being like Jesus is what being a Christian is all about. Amen. I'm not much like Jesus. I have to work very hard, but I want to be kind like he is. I want to be gracious. and forgiving like him. I want to be like Jesus. And I've got a long ways to go. Because, you know, a lot of times the Bible says that, you know what's wrong with me? I need for Jesus to work in my life, and I need to study his life because I always fall short. Look at there. And when sometimes I think I'm big stuff, I'm really not all that big at all, or that important, or all that great. I'm going to be talking to the folks today about being the greatest, or who's the greatest. All right? How does he do that? How does he do that? There we go. All right, Miss Terry, if you would take the kids back to Children's Church.